So elbow, not a lot there as far as motions, right? Flexion and extension, that's all we got. So we can have our patient, okay there? So for all of the motions, elbow, forearm, wrist, and hand, we can have our patient sitting. You can do it lying down, supine, that's fine. If you want the patient to get really comfortable, maybe they've got some spasms or guarding or something like that. Lying down might help them get in the mode of relaxation. Unless you're Maka or Riley, then you're talking a lot. So sitting down is just fine. So for wrist flexion, we're going to actually put our patient in, we want them to be in supination, forearm supination. Okay, as we take them up into elbow flexion. And as we come out into elbow extension, we'll allow them to go into pronation of the forearm.
A little 2-for-1 deal.
A little 2-for-1 deal. So we're taking them through elbow flexion and extension, or extension flexion, but also pronation and supination all at the same time. Yay. Okay. If you just want to focus on supination, pronation, just keep the elbow flexed a little bit and simply take them through pronation and supination. Okay, so that's the elbow and the forearm. Wrist, you can again have them sitting in this position. If you need to, they can rest it on the armrest, rest it on your leg, however it needs to, that puts them at ease or it helps them be comfortable. Okay, I'm going to have one hand that's kind of supporting the forearm a little bit, and then the other hand, I can just let them, like in this position at least, I'm putting my pinky finger in between her fingers and her thumb. So if she just closed down, then she'd just grab on, or not my pinky finger, my pointer finger, right? So now she's got a grasp going. Yeah.
I'm like, how did you do that?
This is amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, and then I just take her through flexion and extension, and I allow those fingers to do whatever they need to do to give me the range of motion. So in other words, when I come into extension of the wrist, I'm not trying to keep those fingers straight while I do it, because then I'm going to be stretching some muscles, and we won't want to do that, right? So I allow those fingers to roll around, flex, and then extend when I take her into wrist flexion if they need to. Okay, so I don't pay any attention to what those fingers are doing. I'm just taking her through that wrist flexion extension. In this position, I can put her into a little bit more pronation, but then from here I can also do radial and ulnar deviation. Okay. So there's the wrist motions. And then the finger motions, I'm going to keep her wrist in a neutral position, just so that I don't have to worry about, what do we call that? Passive insufficiency.
And that?
That, yes, tenodesis group is related to it. Okay? So I can just take her into some extension and then flex those fingers around. Open her up, close her down. Okay, if I want to do it individually, I can close down. Okay, nice and easy. The thumb, we've got a little bit more motions that can occur here. So we've got our flexion, extension, that CMC joint, and our ab and adduction, that CMC joint as well, right? And then we can also do flexion, extension of the IP and MCP joint. Okay, so pretty simple. Good? Any questions on elbow, forearm, wrist, hand?
The fingers, did you go over?
Oh, I didn't add an abduction of the fingers. We can easily add that into it. Right? Nice.
You could be a meditational dude.
I know, I feel like I'm yoga or something. Watching me.
Just hold your eyes open.
Some waves crashing on the shore.